Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of slime. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me, yeah. Big time, big time, big time.
Welcome to episode 219 of Fourth and Jawn. We are talking training camp. It's been a minute since we spoke. The last time we spoke, we were dealing with the Carson Wentz potential injury. Since then, he's having surgery. Devonta Smith is also dealing with he got nicked up, sprained in the knee. Okay, so I mean, but Eagle fans will be very excited about any injury. Obviously, he's going to miss some time, but he's doing his work. He's on the sideline catching balls. There's no need to stress. He's missing reps out there, but he's taking mental reps. He's there with the team. I was a little shocked when I heard the news. I heard sprain, I heard knee, then I heard what the actual injury was. So I was feeling okay. But man, there's been a lot of news, man. Lot of news flying around on the timeline. A lot of news to get excited about. A lot of news to dish over. Maybe this left tackle battle isn't really a left tackle battle after all. So I mean, how you guys feeling?
I'm feeling all right. The Eagles camp is certainly shaping up. I mean, the offense still needs to get their head out of their ass, but the defense is certainly showing out. One thing I just want to get off my chest early in this show is the fact about, can we just address I don't want to say hilarity because it's the wrong word, but this whole notion that this injury existed in Carson Wentz's foot all the way back in high school, and he went through college, he went through NFL medical teams, and just nobody ever noticed this injury in his foot is absolutely bizarre to me. I just find there's no possible way that is the truth. But I'm not a doctor, so don't take my word for it. What the hell do I know? I got no.
Are you blaming the medical staff? Is what you're doing? I'm
saying there's some shady shit going on. I think that I'm not sure if the Eagles staff had known about this foot injury prior to getting rid of him. The whole situation just seems very, very shady to me. And the fact that we are 5-6 years into his career at this point, and this is the first that we're hearing about this injury in particular. I mean, let me just say right now that I, Evan Hearn, am glad to not be dealing with that problem anymore on my team. I'm glad that we are moving on as Eagles fans, and we are moving on to the next one. I won't take up too much more time, but I will say there are some notes that have me a little bit concerned about our next QB and his tendencies, in the similar tendencies he had to Mr. Carson Wentz. But with that, how you boys doing?
I'm feeling good. I mean, 4 days away from training camp, open training camp at that. Really excited. Just got finished talking to a lot of coworkers in reference to being there. Of course, everybody comes and look for me because at my job, I'm probably one, if not the biggest fan in that facility. So, everybody was curious on me being in the building on Sunday. So yeah, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go see my boys, ready to go see this team go to work. Concerns? Absolutely. But look, we already knew what we were going into this year. It's training camp. This is where you go ahead and get all this stuff off your chest, get it out of the way, get all the problems, start solving it, start working on it. We got plenty of time before week one starts. So, it's not really too much to go ahead and feed off of. Just, give these guys a chance. We already knew that they were going to, they're rookies. It's a new staff, new team. They got to figure each other out, man. So everybody's just got to be patient with that. Devontae, I think it's just all of them, being careful about what they want to go ahead and do, and they don't want to go ahead and make the injury any worse if it's something serious. So I'm trying to start from new scratch and have confidence in these guys on making the right decisions with the help of some of these players.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know how I'm feeling. I'm jacked up. Last time we talked, I literally said the day I was looking forward to was today. You got to take everything. How about a little Salt Bay for you? Everything with a grain of salt here. it's, training camp. These guys had no pads on today. You put the pads on, and even then, you still got to take everything with a grain of salt. You got to look for certain areas. And I think with what I've seen so far, getting a little excited. I hear what Evan's saying, a little bit concerning with certain things going on with Hurts, the injuries, as Gail mentioned, with Devontae, all of these things, very concerning if you look at it, with the scope. I think with the new system, things like that happening right now, I'm more comfortable. I went into this expecting these things. You know what I mean? So it's like the fact that they're happening and there is concern, that's okay. That's what a new team should be going through. I just feel very confident right now from the things I did see from Nick Sirianni this past few days, the way he handles these players, man, stop in practice, the things he's done so far. I think he's a really good teacher, and that's what I wanted to see. I didn't care about the press conferences, anything like that. He seemed like a good guy, but we don't care. We want to know what kind of coach you are. Seems like he's really getting through to these guys. Seems like he brought on a damn good staff. Really excited about Gannon. So I'm liking a lot of things. I'm sure I have little concerns, but I'm not going to heighten them in my mind right now. Trying to relax, but dude, what Prime said, open practice is Sunday, so I'm probably going to be pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I'm geeked about that, but I'm
Hell
also
yeah.
geeked about the people in the chat already. Shout out to Todd, W. Gobora, David Harris in the building. Shout out to Tim Hayes. Did I say Todd already?
You get your chair yet, Tim?
Deshay's in the building over here. Brad from I believe South Dakota now, is if I'm not mistaken.
That's the cooler of the Dakotas.
Yeah, man. AJ's here as well, the voice of the angel. But I feel like overall, just thinking about the progressions that we've seen from certain players, we've been talking about the progression of Hurts. We practice after practice, he's looking better. Montana, is that close to South Dakota? Someone tell me.
Yeah, it is close, but
in the region.
Yeah,
in the region,
up in the northern Midwest.
Yeah.
But just going back to Jalen Hurts, he's progressed every single practice. I believe last practice was his best. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be some accuracy things that people are looking at, but Steichen talked about his deep ball and the ability to hit these receivers in stride. Going from a 80-yard touchdown to versus a 60-yard gain. I'm talking about hitting these guys in stride is what you want to hear. And again, he's learning the offense. There's going to be hiccups. He's working on his footwork. They're obsessed with where he is with his footwork. This is all timing, and this is where you want to see them work on that and be obsessed about it. Not during the season. When the bullets start flying, you want them to be obsessed in these first couple practices about getting to your spots. Whether it's the one thing I did like to hear from some of the players is I believe is Nick Mullins was talking about hitting these players on these short, accurate passes, getting these guys in space, allowing them to do their thing. So there's a lot of notes out there. Any notes right off the bat that or players you want to highlight?
I mean, I want to address the number one guy right now, Mr. One on the team, quarterback one, Jalen Hurts. There were just a few things that I read from, and also I want to gauge your guys' level of just understanding about how all the beat reporters and everybody is relaying the information to us, because quite frankly, I feel like it's very mixed messages about what we're hearing about Jalen Hurts. I feel like there's some beat writers out there that are saying, wow, he is really, really impressing out there. And there's other ones that are out there and showing like signs for concern, saying that he's holding on to the ball too long. He's had a few throws where he's been inaccurate. There's a lot of guys that are also saying, though, that he's being accurate. So I'm finding a hard way to gauge about what's really going on at these practices. I'm looking forward to this open practice where I could use my own eyes and make my own judgments. But have you guys been feeling the same way about how it's been very wishy-washy in the reporting?
Yep. I wanted to say Gail, trained us all on this very well. Don't take the bait, man. A lot of these guys have to write these. They want to get you going, dude. And I think for me, I've seen, some of the inaccurate things he's done, but what I heard, they're trying to work with his footwork, like Gail just mentioned. They're trying to get his release, him holding on to the ball with two hands when he's in the pocket. Certain things that they're trying to not really change what he knows, but just little things. And he's working on that while he's working on this new playbook and while he's working on being QB1, baby. And I just want to say that I'm ecstatic. Got to talk to an inside scoop about his work ethic and what kind of person he is. And we know that. We know he's a leader, but I'm telling you, just every time I hear more about this kid, I want to jump through a wall because he seriously is ready to come out here. And when he's getting compared to Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb, somebody with the work ethic that's going to come in here and give excitement to the city that we haven't seen. And look, Wentz was here for that, and we appreciate him helping us get to the Super Bowl. But we saw what happened last year when he got benched, and hey, it's over now. And you mentioned the injury. People still worrying about it. Hey, it's a second-round pick. I'm happy. We have Jalen Hurts. I'm dialed in, man. I really can't wait to see what Evan just said Sunday. I want to see it with my own eyes. Kid's got a rocket. Been hitting him in stride. I've heard multiple people say that. So I'm really, really excited to see Jalen Hurts shine this year. And I think he's going to shock a lot of people. And I just keep feeling that way. But Evan, I think the media is just getting us, man. They want to get people riled up, dude.
Sneaky bastards, man. They really are.
I mean, like everybody has their like. I have my favorite guys that I go to that that I've been following. That I everybody has their own guy that they like to go to. And when they speak, you listen. And then when they write, I take notes. When other guys might write, I'm like, okay, I'll pass those. I'm going with these notes, and then I'll make my judgment when I go see the players. Hopefully, I'll be at one of those open practices, the Patriots open practice. I think I'll be in the building. So, but this is when you start to take your own notes and do the work yourself. Go watch these pressers, see how they're reacting, see what they're talking about, the little things that they're saying and talking about the players. But I want to give a shout out to Jimmy. If you guys didn't watch his interview with the trainer of the Bro Barn, Lane Johnson's trainer, shout out to Gabe. Great interview, a lot of nuggets, and just the fact that Jimmy got into the Bro Barn virtually, got a little tour. Maybe we'll go there in person one day, maybe. But I felt like, if anyone has seen the article on ESPN about the Bro Barn, Tim McManus, I believe, wrote it, but just talked about Jalen Hurts in between each set, calling out plays, just yelling them out. He's just on another level, and it just talks about the way that he's prepping for these games. But just prepping for every play. I heard that he's in the hallway quizzing players about, just stopping in the hallway quizzing players on. It's just, I think they got some good energy, especially with the younger guys in the locker room at the moment.
I got a nugget. First off, thank you. It was such an amazing time getting to meet him. And when he did that little tour showing us the turf, then he showed the school out back. It was nuts. I didn't even know he was going to be at the Bro Barn when he did. So that whole thing was crazy. But when he talked about Jalen Hurts, I seriously, I told him, I'm like, dude, you're getting me. And he's like, I'm telling you, I've worked with some of the greats, and he has literally never seen someone like him. He's like, I'm telling you, I'm trying to get him to work on something. And I'm talking to him, and he's calling out plays and doing things. So whereas one person has to focus on something, he's got 5 different things going on. And he just explained in detail why this guy is going to come out and beat some ass in my mind. So I was like, oh my God. But he told me one of the funny nuggets. He was like, dude, I'm telling you, they talk about him waking up earlier than everybody. He's like, yeah, he's waking me up because he has to play me every single morning in Madden and kick my ass with the Eagles, dude. So apparently he's a big Madden fan. But it was just awesome. He's like, I've never seen somebody, he makes me compete. Like, everybody's competing when he's around. And he's like, the fact that, you're working with all these linemen and the quarterback comes in, and he's like the toughest dude. And everybody says it, like, it's ungodly what we got here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just hoping the things he needed to work on, he did. And we can shock a lot of people. Could you imagine if he,
We got Joey on YouTube. He says Hurts is mentally tough, and I think we wish that mindset was in Carson Wentz. All Hurts cares about is getting better every day. I'm above it all. Love that attitude. Offense will surprise. I mean, that quote, I'm above it all. I mean, there's like, you talk about words that players might use just as a defense mechanism, to just, that's your force field. You're not dealing with the drama.
316.
Yeah, whatever you got a tattoo on your, whatever it is to get you through things. He just seems like he has that force field on right now. And the fact that the story you were telling me about Jalen Hurts, when his trainer's like, there's stuff on ESPN talking about
that was the best.
Jalen Hurts, and it's on in the bro barn, and he's sitting there. Yo, do you want me to change the channel? And he's like, keep it on, keep it
Oh,
on.
that literally
Like,
that
bro,
moment, I was like,
keep it
oh
on.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is in it could be what it could be it could be coach speak that he lives by, but he kind of lives in that coach speak, and it is what it is. But
Hey
Like
Jimmy, man, I
what
just
you're
want to say
saying.
I was able to catch some of your show, and that shit came out. It was real good. I mean, the guy touched upon some good stuff. But real quick, my feedback on the whole media thing. You know, a lot of these guys come in here and they have their difference of opinion. And Gail, you had mentioned like you always have your certain guys that you pay attention to, and that's the way I've always seen it. And I'm definitely the type that has to be in the building and see what this kid is all about. I mean, again, we knew what we came into the season with, everything pretty much from a fresh start. So his aspect of the game is just like coming in here and doing his job. I mean, not every day is going to be a perfect day. I mean, we've had a lot of elite quarterbacks from McNabb, from Carson, from Randall. Those guys weren't always perfect, and they weren't always making their plays on practice days. I mean, they were making mistakes, but they were learning from it. And this kid, he seems like he has that attitude that he knows he's going to make mistakes, but he's gonna go ahead and learn off of that, and then he's gonna feed off of it and get better as the day goes on or as the week goes on. So I mean, I'm not one to go ahead and really pay attention to all this media talk because I mean, shit, they're all over the place. One minute you got half of the day they're saying that these guys are on point. The next half of the day, these guys are so far from being where we want them to be at. I mean, like the expectations from all these media guys is differently, and I wish they would all be on the same page. But I mean, that's in a perfect world, and we're definitely not in that.
I mean, look at the timeline. So no one is ever on the same page. I just feel like your expectations of what practice is, it's this is where you get better. So this is where you take chances.
Exactly.
This is where you try to thread the needle if you can. This is where you try to go for the pick if you can. You're all testing your limitations. So I feel like the fact that they're going through the early stages of what this team could be. I think you're building camaraderie, building the competition, building the vibes. The fact that some of our younger players. So when we start calling out some of these younger players, I mean, if you talk about a guy who is shining so far, Zach McPherson has officially arrived, and I feel like it's only a matter of time that he starts pushing other players on this roster. Again, we liked the idea of having Steven Nelson. Oh, it's Steve Nelson now, right?
Yeah,
Correct?
it is Steve Nelson.
Steve.
Let me apologize, Steve.
Did
Stevie.
he used to go by Steven though in Pittsburgh, right? Is it New City,
And
New Identity?
Steve,
Is that what's going on?
guess.
Can we call him Stevie Wonder? How about that?
No. Just relax.
I hope not.
Okay?
Let's hope not, man. He's running out there blindly. But I mean, I love right now what all the like you said, and like I said, all of the beat reporters have kind of been all over the place as far as like some are saying one thing, others are saying another thing. The one thing that seems to be a constant in this whole thing is that Zach McPherson is really showing out. He's proven to be somewhat of a ball hawk. They say that he is just always just in the play, always has a potential to make an interception. He's gotten his hands on. He had his first interception today, and he had a couple opportunities a couple days ago. But he is always finding his way to be around the ball, and I'm really liking that. Any guy, especially like a day 3 guy, any guy that you can have come in and contribute right away, especially from day 3, that is just gravy right there. That's not a guy that you expect to come in year 1 and just perform, and he's doing it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the beats have all been on the same page about Zach McPherson. He's a guy that he's been sticky in some coverage, and if he can, I know Jimmy, you said that you had projected your hot take was 2 pick sixes returned by Zach McPherson. So hey, it is what
this
it is,
season
man.
Almost had it in practice today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you remember that? We were talking and you got, dude, I said, I'm going to give a wild one. And it's just because his athleticism and what you guys just said there, his ability to get to the ball. And a lot of people were pissed off it wasn't an outside corner they knew. And that's just kind of the conversation I was trying to push it toward. He's a playmaker, dude. And if we would get a Steve Nelson, he would be able to grow behind him, and you don't need to throw him in. I think the kid's going to be special here.
You know what? You know what else is special? I don't know if you know what else is special.
I feel like I do.
I do.
Attention listeners across the galaxy, all the way from Australia to Houston, do we have a pew problem? If so, our friends at Manscaped have cleared you for takeoff with their 4th generation and brand new lawnmower 4.0. Kick your pubes to the next planet with the Performance Package 4.0. The orbits in your pants will feel like you're in zero gravity when you use the best tools for the job from the leaders in male grooming. Join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get your rocket ready for takeoff by going to manscaped.com for 20% plus free shipping with the code FANSIDED20.
Now, we all a few weeks ago saw everybody's favorite person, Jeff Bezos, go up into space. And you know what he had on him was the 4.0 travel pack. That's how he kept himself nice and bald on that trip. Ready for an out-of-this-world experience, fellas? Look no further than the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped that has just taken off. Not only in the USA, but in Canada, the UK, and across Europe, Australia, South Africa, and Singapore. Inside this package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your whole solar system. The first scheduled for liftoff, new Lawnmower 4.0. This spaceship is here to guide you on a journey to trim your balls, butt, and even your anus.
The 4th generation trimmer also features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multi-function on and off switch, engage travel lock, and even waterproof. I'm sorry, son. The Lawnmower 4.0
He's got to pay the bills.
4,000K LED spotlight you can turn on and off when needed for a more precise shave throughout travel across the universe. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker. It's like having a little astronaut to chop your worst weeds up top in your nose and ear. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual-blade system. This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes.
Don't forget to use Crop Preserver ball deodorant and their Crop Reviver to help your little planets be on their A game while feeling the sun's heat. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Abort hairy balls and Buzz Lightyear, that Woody, with Manscaped.
Wow.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code FANSIDED20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code FANSIDED20 at manscaped.com for a clean trinity and beyond. Your space balls will thank you.
Those Manscaped scriptwriters don't miss a pun, do they?
No.
They got to fit them all in there.
I read mine like right before I was about to go. I was like, I should have really read this before. I was like, I got to say that, huh? All right.
I also wanted to address Brian had a comment. He said, "Are you guys tailgating this year?" Yes, we are tailgating this year. So if you guys are out and about, hit us up. We will be there like normal and having a good time. Definitely be tailgating on the road as well. So any of you guys that are going to away games, it's all about meeting up and meeting up with your peoples. Is anyone going to training camp, the open training camp? Let us know. We'll be down there. We'll let you know what section we're going to be in. I heard it's first come, first serve.
Yep.
This is we're here.
Yeah, that's how it's been in previous years too. You got to get down there early if you want to grab the good spots. I just got to express, like, I am so pumped individually to be able to participate in this in a weekly instance, man. I have been working, multiple jobs for many years now, and finally have my weekends off. I can go down to all the tailgates. Looking forward to seeing everybody down there.
and popping that cherry. Listen, the one thing I'm
excited.
definitely looking forward to is the fact that this is going to be my first off season with my little man here. This is definitely a moment for me. I took my daughter a couple years back, and that was pretty fun. But having this guy, you know, what I mean, getting introduced into the Eagle world, he's going to see a whole different daddy that Sunday.
He said,
Prime, that's so touching. I almost forgot you were talking about your balls 2 minutes ago.
Oh,
he's looking at, he's like, look at his dad. He's like, Dad.
that's
He's like,
It's all right. Listen, it's all right. I mean, look how handsome he came out, man.
Very handsome. Very handsome.
dig the hair.
Mom, Dad's got smooth balls. You know who you know who might not be smooth at the moment?
Oh, who that?
Oh, man,
Andre
y'all
Dillard,
straight off
Dillard,
my
I
plate.
knew it.
Andre Dillard right now. I know this is
You think he's got
part of
some ingrown hairs going on?
Andre Dillard does have a Prime helmet, so he's part of the Prime brand. I think it could be either one way. Our defensive line is that good, or Andre Dillard is having a rough go of it. But then if you look across the, right behind him or in front of him, depending on what practice it is, there's been, he's started a couple practices, and then we have Jordan Mailata, who is,
Yeah.
Thanos snapping these guys out here. He's not having a problem. So, the consensus right now is it's team Jordan Mailata. I think he's done a great job. I think Dillard's like crikey. This guy is putting in work. I feel like it's right now. It's pretty much locked up. I mean, Kempski said it was locked up. That's my guy. If Kempski says it's locked up, it's locked up. I will
for sure. Kempski usually does have the final word in those scenarios. And honestly, I mean, this is one of those training camp battles we thought was going to be like, it might take some more time. But I mean, we are just a few days into training camp right now. And it really seems like a decision has already been made. It's very telling that the first day that they're wearing pads, that Jordan Mailata is out there with the first team and Dillard is practicing against the second team. I mean, I've kind of been team Mailata this entire time. I understand the value in Dillard and him being a former first-round pick, Mailata being a seventh, but ultimately you got to play who's playing best. They earn the position. Mailata has been just doing fantastic. I know that Dillard has been, he's been getting a little worked by Josh Sweat, and that's the same sort of thing that was happening last year. So if we can potentially move, would you guys be open to moving Dillard, or are you into the depth in the position?
I like the idea.
A ton of money today, so it's not like it'd be a money thing.
I like the idea of the depth, because we were the most injured offensive line in the league. So I mean, anytime that you have guys that could potentially give you some juice, I don't know what to me, man, I really feel like it could be tied to confidence. It could be tied to, I remember like I was looking at the body language. The body language of the players at the pressers, and the way that, Dillard was up there and the way that Mailata was up there. I'm like, that's the present that you're looking for from Mailata. And then when they asked him about what books you're reading, he was super hype. I was like, bro, this is not the time to talk about the books you're reading in the off season. I want to know, take this job, bro, and take it. But it is what it is.
How long have we had Mailata on the squad now? Was it
3
4 or 5
or
years?
4 years. Yeah,
3 years.
3 or 4.
All right. 4 years. All right.
Oh, look, more shots fired, more trade Dillard to the Colts.
The chat has been very vocal about that. Most of them have been saying that they want to keep him for depth. Right, I kind of stand as well, but obviously I'm listening to all offers. If someone is really that interested in bolstering up their offensive line that they're willing to overpay for Dillard, you think I'm not going to listen to that phone call? You're crazy.
How he's waiting.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
waiting.
I would say that he obviously would devalue himself to play devil's advocate, so if you would want to trade him, you'd probably want to do it now. But I'm 100% with you that, I want to keep him right now, keep that depth. As we said, it's Mailata's job to lose all offseason, and it looks like he's in the lead right now. Now, the pads just went on. I'll preserve, my judgment to the end, but I want to see in preseason what these guys got. Sweat looks great. So maybe, as Gail said, maybe we're reading too much into it. What I heard yesterday was that Andre Dillard's actually pretty badass right now. And this is from the words of the Eagles offensive lineman. They're impressed with how he's come back. And for a guy with his athleticism, his issue was strength, and he's done nothing but add muscle the past 2 years. And last year he was in the room and everybody was really impressed with him sticking around, trying to learn and keep getting better because he knew he had to work on some things. He's got the athleticism. He's a really talented kid. So, I mean, I still think Mailata wins, but what that says to me is, hey, this kid really could, if he does even devalue, he's still got some damn good value. I think he's actually heading in the right direction. And once again, we come back to what do some of these beat reporters really know about the offensive line? Not to talk trash. I'm just saying, they don't really know what they're looking at half the time. And this is no pads. So can't read too much, but yeah, Mailata's winning that effing job. That's what I'll say finally. But dude, from the source, Jordan Mailata, monster, and it's going to be almost impossible to take that job from him. Dillard, though, an athletic freak.
You going to ask for the mask back, pal?
I mean, like I'm listening and I'm reading the chats. Like they are hammering my boy. Like, you gotta. I gotta give him
stuff like this?
some type of. I mean,
yeah.
Come on, the guy just came back from an injury. I mean, like, I don't know, man. It's still early.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not shutting the door on him, and I'll definitely be one to go ahead and keep it for depth. At least until we get proven that these guys can stay healthy. This training staff or this strengthening coach or whoever knows how to keep these boys in better shape than what we've been dealing with in the past couple of years. So if we're at that point and we can feel confident and we'll be at that level, then at the end of the day it's part of the business. If they got to go ahead and make a move and the move is worth making, yeah, I'm all for it. But right now, with the history that we got with these guys getting hurt on that line, I think it'd just be smart to hold on to them just for a little bit longer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like the Dittlers had issues with the bull rush. He did injure his finger as well. And hey, man, did you see that note that Jordan Mailata pancake
Brandon
Graham?
Yeah.
Bro, you pancake Brandon Graham. That sets a tone and that makes a statement.
And that earns respect from everybody as well.
Who is the undrafted free agent that had a good rep against Brandon Graham?
Urbig?
No.
Or
No,
Coyote Awasika.
And Brandon Graham was like, "Yo, let's go again."
Yo.
He's like, "Yo, don't come in here undrafted free agent and have a good rep on me." Who else has been trying? Hey man,
I got a couple names for you, man.
I got a juicy one. Quez Watkins. Also, hopefully he's part of the team. Brandy, he's got a pair of customs. I don't know if he's opened them yet. That's the
He's
word
really
on the
taking
street.
his time with those right now.
I know, man.
But
Quez Watkins, we're talking about a time right now where, Devontae Smith's not here. These are extra reps that can be had by Quez. He's done a phenomenal job. He's gotten by some players, made some great catches. He's got the twitches there.
Yeah.
I think you're talking about last year he had the speed, and I think he's put more tools in the tool belt. Like the route running could be crispy. I just like what he brings to the table. So I mean, I'm excited for what Quez brings to the table. John Hightower, he hasn't had the camp like Quez Watkins at this moment. So I feel like all the rage right now is Quez Watkins.
Yeah,
I think Hightower had a good catch today, but I agree with you. I think Quez is the guy that's sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're good.
Off,
you're good.
I think Hightower was the guy that, we talked about. He can't track the damn ball, so he's got to work on that. Had a good one today, but yeah, Quez Watkins, man, for me. But what's exciting is what Gail first said. We get a chance to see these guys now, and it's not that any of us want to see Devontae Smith out, but let's try to look at the positive side of it. He's hurt now, dinged up, a tiny little nick, and we're being precautious rather than in the season where we're worried about him missing games. So let's spend this time to see what we got in some of these young guys. Jamon Osmond, Michael Walker. I know he got a little banged up today, but these guys are going to have a time to shine here. I'd love to see Quez Watkins, like Gail said, getting them extra crispy routes down. I love it.
I like my routes like I like bacon. Okay, see, I love
Very
bacon,
crispy.
and I like it crispy. Okay.
Respect.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Kempsky pretty much saying that Quez Watkins has only practiced for 2 days so far, and in both days he showed out, and he's shown more in those 2 days than John Hightower's shown this entire camp so far. So I think that is pretty much everything that you need to hear in that front. It sounds like Quez Watkins is miles ahead of John Hightower at the moment. But one name that I haven't heard a lick of that I would like an update on. JJ Arcega-Whiteside. What's going on out there in JJ world? Is there any improvement that was made?
I've heard there's improvement.
Is there improvement? I haven't heard it.
Well,
I heard
inform me.
He
Tell
got
me,
some
please.
starts. Yeah.
I heard
Okay.
he's
Got a new umbrella?
I heard he's looked okay.
Yeah,
they-
he hasn't. We're not like out here saying like, oh, he's been great, but he's been good, and he's gonna compete with Fulgham. That's what I was gonna chime in with. So great one there, Evan, to throw that in there, because we're talking about Quez and John, but hey, let's throw in Fulgham and Ward and everybody, because we don't really know how this is gonna play out. I mean, we've said we think it's Smith, Reagor, Quez, and then Greg because of his dependability in Fulgham. So I think, what do you keep beyond that? It's going to be very, very intriguing to see, man.
I did see. Sorry, I did.
I don't know. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all. All right, but just the fact that we're hearing other names besides the ones that we've been talking about so much, Reagor and Smith. I mean, hearing stuff about Watkins, Hightower, knowing that these guys are stepping up, knowing these guys are looking good in practice is big, because here our expectations from Reagor and Smith are so high. And then, like, the other day we hear, Smith just got a minor injury. Then, a few days before that, we're hearing Reagor, his mindset's not there. But just knowing that we could go ahead and confine in some of these other guys. I mean, look, all jokes aside about Whiteside, I mean, he's in his fourth year. He's definitely has something to prove. I mean, this is pretty much it for him. So, the kid has to go out there, and I don't even know if we consider him a kid anymore, but like, he has to go out there, he has to shine, he has to do his part. And I'm hearing he's doing a lot inside and on the inside, which is good. I mean, hey, listen, if we can't use him on the outside, put him somewhere that we can use him. But again, I don't know about y'all, but just hearing other names besides the two that we're always constantly speaking about, I think that's a plus, and definitely going in the right direction.
I think
the floor is yours.
No, I just want to say,
I'll keep cutting you off. I'll do it one more time.
Sorry. I think that dude, I lost my fucking train of thought now. Okay.
Yeah, I ran out.
Sorry,
I have to pick up for the young guy here. I think J-Jaw, you talk about the the separation that you want to see from. You want to see the separation from J-Jaw, and we're talking about, making the routes a little bit more crispy. He doesn't separate. He's not a burner. He's got to separate in the air. If we can utilize him to his strengths, you talk about a guy who led the nation in jump balls, and how many jump balls you've seen him thrown to here.
Yeah.
So you just talk about utilizing him to his skill set. Can he be serviceable? That's all you're looking for him to be serviceable. That's why there's rumors of they could bring in a veteran. The fans are calling for maybe a veteran wideout that's released or something to come in and push the back end, and the back end is really between a Hightower and J-Jaw.
Yeah, but this is where I stand right now, is that the guy right now in camp, guys shouldn't be working to be serviceable. Quez Watkins is making the most of his opportunities with Devontae Smith out right now, and he is, as it's quoted, he is standing out. That is what needs to happen right now. I need players to go out there and stand out, not just prove that they could be another cog in the system. We need guys that are going to pop off the page. All I'm saying is I heard Jay Nall has been a little improved. I just want to hear the same sort of things about Jay Nall as I'm hearing about Quez Watkins. Is simply that the case. But I want to get to a guy that just really it's kind of blowing me away that we're hearing his name so much. A guy in Jason Huntley. He's really been shocking people. I know that they like him a lot, not only because he's making some people miss, but they love his return game as well. And with a running back group that is honestly overperforming, in my opinion, I wasn't expecting Kerryon Johnson and Jordan Howard to be as involved in the conversation as they are, but they are. So I think that we actually are looking at a pretty crazy fight for who's going to make the squad in the running back position.
Now, you talk about Huntley, people might look at him as that guy that has the return ability. Yes, he has the return ability, but he has been flashing in camp. It's not just here and there. It's been here, there, and a little bit of everywhere.
Mhm.
Everyone's talking about his speed.
Catching the ball out of the backfield.
He was. I mean, so much so that he's getting a little pub. The Eagles had the camera in front of him. And Jalen Hurts stepped into the camera and started, messing with him while the camera was on him. They're liking what they see from him, and he's making a real push. He's talking about if they do carry 5 running backs, a guy that can push on the back end, be a guy who can, be a little bit versatile. Right now, it's all about with the first team reps. It's really about Miles Sanders and Boston Scott, the human Care Bear. I think they both offer tons, with catching the ball out of the backfield. But then I think it's Kerryon Johnson right now. Kerryon Johnson, and then in Gainwell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, what are your feelings about Kerryon Johnson? I mean, they're all having pretty good camps right now.
Exactly.
I like both the names you guys just said. I think it was a great name by Ev there. Jason Huntley. Holy shit. We traded for him last year and the guy just sits there. And it's like, we suck, man. Let's get him out there and see what we got going on here. We know what we had in Boston Scott, Corey Clement. So whatever. But this coaching staff, we know is going to run the ball. And we know that some of these younger guys are going to have to prove themselves on special teams. So Jason Huntley has done nothing but that on both offense and special teams. So impressed by him. So the big question is going to be, will we keep 5? And it's going to be tough. Jordan Howard has apparently looked pretty decent. So I think Kerryon Johnson beats him out. So I agree. It's Miles, Kerryon, then Kenny G, and then Boston Scott. And then after that, do you keep Huntley? Do you keep a Howard? Are they worth it that much? Because Huntley and Scott both add, they can both return the ball. But so that kind of, can Huntley beat out Scott is kind of where it is in my head at times. So I don't know if we keep 5 because this receiving core, a lot of questions, health issues already. This is going to be awesome to break down who we think is going to be the 53.
My early prediction, honestly, is that we actually do end up keeping 5 running backs. I'm really liking. I think all the coaches are really liking what they're seeing from them, and they simply don't want one of those guys to go down to the practice squad because they know that he'll get plucked right from there. I think that just in the protection of these players, they want to make sure he doesn't, end up somewhere else. And so I feel like that's going to be the reason why we end up carrying 5 running backs this year.
Can I add that? Also, these running backs, you can kind of just look at them like running back / wide receiver / returner, because these guys could do all those things. And Gail mentioned it. A lot of these backs can catch out of the backfield. So it's not out of the water. You keep 5.
And that's something that Nick Sirianni loved to do. And then,
but then the one guy that, like, if you have to move on from one guy, I feel like Jordan Howard would probably be that guy where, like if he was doing a dance battle, he'd be doing run him in. Like that's all. Like, yo, you show me some more moves, bro. He's like, what else is
he's doing the dice again? That's the only move he's got.
Like he's gonna give you that power game. He's gonna give you that, push the pocket. But like, if you're gonna be that extra guy on the roster, you have to do something else. Like Huntley, he can give you special teams. He can give you out of the backfield. He can give you change of pace. Gainwell ain't going nowhere. He's the young Prudence. Boston Scott, we already tell you that he's Care Bear on steroids, and Miles Sanders is the guy. So where does that leave? Go ahead.
I'm saying, do you think that leaves us with? I mean, Jordan brings up an interesting proposition, and we're sitting here talking about maybe carrying 5 running backs. Maybe we use one of them as trade bait.
For sure.
I think Scott is a guy that, I mean, he could have trade value, but I think he's intertwined with the offense. Where would you want to mess with that? You're talking about we saw Sanders. We saw Sanders go down, and then we've already seen Scott be serviceable in, when you needed him to step up, neck roll, touchdowns.
You're going up against the Giants.
Giant killer. Hey man, that would be his perfect Wu-Tang name. I'm the Giant Killer.
The RZA, the Jizza, the Giant.
Anthony on YouTube says that tight end Tyreek Jackson, though.
I was just ready to say that.
Hell, I'll keep giving you credit. I'll just keep giving you credit all camp because
that's my Logan Thomas. It's my Logan
There
Thomas.
It is, man. There he is.
Tyree Jackson. Everyone is mentioned his size, his ability to. I believe
6'7",
Yeah.
and he's flashing. Everyone's
6'7", 250.
He
out
just
of all-
turned into a tight end, too.
out of all the tight ends, not named Ertz and Goddard, he's the guy that's been flashing, and he's the guy that you're talking about. If they got to move on from somebody,
Listen, man, can we just call Tyree Jackson Dick Rod? I'm not really ready to part ways with that name yet. That's the thing.
Well,
Dick
Dick Rod
Rod
will
I
still
mean,
be
I
here.
he's doing his job. He's coming in here and he's filling in. Gaps. I'm like we were all worried about where Ertz is going to be at, and then we can't put all the pressure on Dallas. All right, we got a Dick Rod around, but still, like just knowing the fact that you got again another guy coming in here filling in that gap. Given us a reason to talk about someone else besides the ones that we have so much high hopes for is another good thing to have. But just his name coming out, his size, damn, the dude's big, 250 pounds? Is that what
6'7", 250.
Yeah, 250, and they talk about how he's making plays all over the field. Again, big thing.
They talk about him planting his foot at the top of his routes, something that takes some time, to teach receivers. As a quarterback, a guy that went from a quarterback, a big ass quarterback, that's not always easy. And to see him transition and to hear the praise he's been getting from certain people, that really speaks to me, man. And I really think that this kid does have a chance to make the team. I love the comparisons. I don't want to put him up on a pedestal, but he is of that mold and a red zone threat. We talk about the 12 and 13 personnel. Why the hell not, baby?
If he were to end up starting, how many games would it take him to surpass Zach Ertz in broken tackles in a career?
2.
there's always been Zach Ertz. There's never been Yak Ertz.
Never
but
been. This is a guy that is like the opposite of that. He just runs dudes the hell over.
We're just talking about if he's doing this and he's just become who he is as a player. Just imagine. I'm not gonna go Waller vibes yet, but I'm just saying.
Let's not get ahead.
Like we're not drafting Waller in the second round of our fantasy leagues or anything. But I feel like I not Waller. I meant Tyree Jackson. But you mentioned Dick Rod as a nickname. How about Axon Jackson?
There you go.
It's pretty strong.
That's nice,
it's not. I'm pretty immature though,
nice.
so it doesn't have the same teeth to it.
Pretty nice. Will Mallon, he's pulling shots out here. He's saying Ertz is looking like Johnny Bravo. Ayo.
He's actually looking good on the field too.
This is true. This is true.
Good?
As much as we've talked about him possibly not being here, if he is good, that he's looking good, because imagine what that 12 personnel looks like with a good Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert, with a coach that runs the effing ball and sets up all those beautiful things you can do with tight end. So talked about the RPOs, the play actions, what they could have done last year, bubble screens, all the things we didn't use correctly. This year, I think all of those things are going to benefit guys like Ertz and Tyree Jackson. I think they would all benefit from that.
See, more on Facebook says reports are Ertz just going through the motions. Heard he looks like he doesn't really want to be there. But I also been hearing reports that their Hurts and Ertz, we could say Hurts, have been looking good together. See what I did there? Hurts.
I see what you did.
Hurts.
But, his name's also Hurts. So like,
Ertz.
if you spell it, it's like that. That's a company, isn't it?
Yeah, you used to get the trucks, right?
Yeah. The Hertz truck.
Yeah.
Damn. But how are we almost 49 minutes?
Yeah, I looked when it was like 30 something. I was like, holy shit.
And I'm saying that we are yet to bring up the fact that we got a boatload of money today, boys. We opened up some real cap space, and we're talking about Zach Ertz, whether or not he's going to be here. That was one of the big reasons as to why we thought Zach was going to leave. Now it seems like we've kind of addressed that problem.
I feel like we're on the same wavelength. I was saving the nugget. I was going to say, boys, we made it.
Yes.
Getting messages from Jalen Hurt and Lane Johnson's trainer asking me about the salary cap. My Lord. Literally, I just got a message from him while I'm on here. So we're looking at 14 mil extra. We already had 18 million right now, boys. I just want to let you know.
I only charge 14 for cap.
What are you doing with this? What are you doing with this money here?
enjoying the luxury of having that money, allowing it to roll over and allowing it to be there. If I see some holes throughout the season, maybe I want to make a move. Maybe I do something. I know a lot of people are feeling we're doing this because something's going down. I'm just going to tell you right now, that is not why we're doing this. This is just how we doing his thing, restructuring these guys like he was supposed to. For some reason, it didn't happen. As we talked about months ago, these were two of the guys mentioned. For some reason, they were able to have that cap to sign Nelson, to sign Dickerson. They didn't need to make those moves yet. For some reason, they waited till now. It's just pretty much moving around money, but we have money. So in case anyone comes down, we do have it. So that's exciting.
Do
Do you imagine if like, I mean, everybody in the comment section is talking about how we still kind of need to address the linebacker position.
KJ Wright,
$18 million. KJ
Jordan,
Wright, that sound all right to you?
Jordan Hicks, maybe. The fact that Jordan Hicks didn't get an opportunity, he's out here making statements pretty clear that he's like, I would like to start somewhere else. Give me the opportunity. They gave him the opportunity to find trades. Could he be calling Obu Howie? Like, hey, bro, if you got an opportunity for me to come in, but again, you know how they don't they don't value linebackers still a thing in this defense. Like, like I feel like there's a lot of young guys that you want to see. Singleton put up some numbers. Davion Taylor dealing with the quad injury, by the way, but he's showcased some athleticism. But who else? Like, who else are you? Sean Bradley. You want to see what he brings to the table. Wilson,
Jacoby,
yeah. But like, still, I mean, that's a guy that's probably a couple years away.
Well, what sucks is Alex Singleton has effing COVID right now, so we don't get to see right now. But he would play a good part in this because we're mixing and matching a lot of people. Eric Wilson guaranteed to be a starter. He can help you at nickel, 4-3, 3-4, all over the place. So
Eric Wilson.
How about Dustin says free money to sign Goddard?
Well, we need money. We're gonna have so much money next year.
Greetings, salutations. John's out here reporting Sixers signed Georges Niang.
Really? I saw like waved George Hill or something earlier.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I know Ben Simmons is still on the roster as well.
Yeah, Chris, we talked about Zach McPherson. We talked about him. We gave him a lot of shine for a rookie. He's getting a lot of shine out here. Let's see. Alex Singleton, he is, by the way, he is vaccinated.
Yeah.
But what he has to have 3 tests?
You have to have 2
tests in a row before he can come back.
Yeah, back-to-back tests. He's good.
Yeah, Prime tried out for linebacker. They had to test him for COVID, so he knows. They said, "Hey, we saw you on the 4th and John podcast. Saw the pipes. We saw you bringing the energy."
For Nate Gary, we knew. Bring that white snake energy.
So George's out here trying to choose violence today. He said maybe more money for Watson. I don't. That's a conversation that is being had on the timeline daily by national media guys that
you guys want to talk about Watson? Meet us at the open practice on Sunday, and I'll give you my full feedback on that.
Did he get hurt today?
Who?
Deshaun Watson. I saw like nicked up, not anything big, but I thought I saw something about he hurt his ankle or something.
He was just looking. Never mind.
Yeah, gonna stay away from it because it sounds like he's. I really would love to say certain things right now, but I'm just gonna say I really don't feel that's what it's for.
Who was saying that? I'm trying to who in the presser they just said that Jalen Hurts going into I think it might have been Brandon Graham, just knowing that he's the guy.
This is his first year as QB1.
What do you mean? Jalen Hurts is the guy?
Yeah, Brandon Graham was just talking about Jalen Hurts and Jalen Hurts finally having this. Last year, Carson Wentz was the guy, and he didn't know where he stood in the whole picture. And he's like, it's just great that Jalen came in knowing that he is QB1, and the vibe that he's had has been tremendous. So I feel like I'm geeked where he's at as a player, and I think he's super dialed in. That's one thing that I'm hearing from everyone is he's super dialed in, and he's been like that for some of the young wideouts that I was hearing last year. That the young wideouts talked about what Jalen Hurts brought to the table, not just not being on field, but just being there for them as players when they were going through the whole COVID situation. They were just like, yo, he's a leader. And, he's talking about Jalen Hurts, talking about, meeting with his players and being there, not just, he's setting up his ducks in a row. Like he's setting his markers. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm setting the trends that these players can look forward to. I mean, do all quarterbacks have team meetings? Yeah. But just the fact that he's getting used to getting these guys used to his system and the way that he does things here. This is where you grow, man. I know Quez and Hurts had a great relationship last year. Look what it's developing on field. You see it out there as well. So,
I mean, it's all about the leadership role that he wants to go ahead and take. I mean, I definitely, give him all the props for holding these little meetings after practice, gathering these guys up. I mean, we don't know what he's actually saying in there. For all I know, they could probably be talking about what they're going to go back in the locker room and eat. We don't know, but it's still, just some type of chemistry. We weren't seeing no type of chemistry last year, none whatsoever. I mean, when practice was done, practice was done. When it was time to get the hell out of there, they got the hell out of there.
Yeah.
I don't think these guys, found it in their, in them to go ahead and hang out with one another. And to see that type of, thing going on this year, again, it looks like we're taking, things in a different direction, and that's what we need.
I mean, I think it's just pretty obvious how ultra laser focused Jalen Hurts is on getting better. I mean, if you just think about it this way, I really couldn't tell you. And I follow the Eagles, just as much as anybody. We all do here. Anybody that's in the chat, I know you guys are all diehard Eagles fans just like us. I can't tell you really what Jalen Hurts' hobbies are other than football. The only thing I know about this guy is that he just is football 24/7. And I'm not trying to take any shots at Carson, but I was well aware of all of the other things he was doing outside of football, whether it be the Wentz Bros Outdoors, whatever was going on. All I'm saying is that Jalen Hurts his sole focus seems to be on getting better and creating chemistry with his teammates. So from that, I am over the moon with it. I love where his mentality's at. And I love that he says things like rent is due every day, because that's just some catchy shit.
Dude, it's what he reeks of. He reeks Philadelphia, man. He's blue collar, is tough as nails, and they're talking about at the Bro Barn they have a schedule. This guy doesn't follow their schedule. He gets up hours before they're even up. He's already played a game of Madden, beaten ass, and he's already lifting some weights. Yep. This guy is driven. Like you said, you don't hear about anything because that's what he's doing. He's getting better and better and better. That, to me, that's insane. Like, I don't know how people couldn't want that as their quarterback. It's really weird. I think a lot of it is feelings about the last guy. But speaking to somebody who saw both of them, the last guy was nowhere near what this guy is. When it comes to being a leader, this guy took the cake, and you saw it last year while that guy was still here. You saw how the players rallied around Jalen Hurts, and he talked about what that meant to Jalen Hurts and what it meant to the linemen, seeing that some of the vets too, how they talked about him like, man, this kid really is. And they respected that. Now going in, I think that's what Brandon Graham was talking about. Going into this year, dude, he feels that. Like, these guys respect him. Like, yo, you're the leader. Let's go. Let's go prove the world wrong. And I think that chip on his shoulder is effing massive, dude. And he's going to come out swinging, dude. I can't wait. Seriously.
Absolutely.
Well, I feel like it's just he's earlier on in his career. We're talking about a guy who didn't have an off season last year, talking about a guy who was thrown into the fire, and you're just talking about a guy with a real off season who's built a rapport with not only, the players, but the playbook. He's, intertwined with his playbook, and he's a guy that he seems really locked into what they're trying to accomplish. And the national media, they can say all they want. And I love this space, man. I love the space because the expectations, the national media has, they think he's not even on the top 40 list over here.
I'm going to line up their assessments the last few years with our assessments the last few years. I want to see how much they've been right. And then maybe I'll start listening if,
Chris
they
Sims.
get something right.
Fuck that guy. It's a name that Chris Sims probably doesn't even know of, but we as Eagles fans do. How about a guy that Mike Kay was saying has been making a big play every single day? You guys know who I'm talking about?
Big play every single day. Offense,
Nope.
offensive.
Nope.
Oh, Josh Sweat.
Josh
Nope.
Sweat, big play.
Nope.
Slay.
Big play
How
slay.
about T.Y. McGill has
Oh.
been making a big play every day? That I mean, for a defensive line where I already feel very for a defensive line where I'm already feeling just super ecstatic about the depth, about our rotation. I really love all the guys on a defensive line. To hear yet another piece of that is really showing out and making big plays and making his presence known. I love it, man. I really think that this defense is going to be like, I think we have a potential of having a top 10 defense this year, guys. Like, I think
me
that's
add
a
on
legit
to that.
possibility.
Dude, I love that.
Man. We've been
T.Y.
saying that.
McGill, what a great call. Now, how about Teron Jackson, someone we talked about before the draft as well? You talk about the depth on this line. We're talking about guys like T.Y. McGill, Teron Jackson, but Teron Jackson went out and had a good practice again today. And even BG brought him up today in his press conference. They asked him, somebody who really impressed him. He talked about how impressed, what shape he came into and just his mindset. I really think this kid, he's not going to have a huge impact, but maybe somewhere like Josh Sweat, not necessarily as little as he was used at first, but not a huge role, but getting acclimated. We've got great depth in case anything happens. He could step in.
Pressure bust pipes, man. Kicking the door, wave in the 3-4. All they want to say is Fletcher Cox, don't hit me no more. Because I feel like, this defensive line, I think, everyone's like, oh, is Fletch, is he washed up? Is he? I just, I hear that every year. I just feel like if we can just get another guy to beat, their one-on-ones, this is where we win. This is where we need to excel at. And I think Josh Sweat, man, Josh Sweat is.
He's the truth, bro.
Can I just take a moment to just gas up Josh Sweat?
Preach.
Yes, please. Josh Sweat, my breakout player last year, is here and ready to take this job. He doesn't want none of it. He's bringing the length, he's bringing the speed. This dude is the future at the position. Maybe they're making some more money for Josh Sweat. You know what I mean? So Josh Sweat, he wants the job regardless of Barnett being here. Barnett's also having a good camp too.
So that means are you your team Sweat this year and not Team Barnett?
He was. I got this, Gale. I got it. He was 100% team.
Handle my lightweight, man.
He was definitely Team Sweat last year. Gale was the one that came on here and said that he was going to be the breakout player. But the dude was excited when we drafted Barnett. What do you want from me? I
wasn't excited, bro. You know who I wanted.
You were what? Don't start, man. Don't start. We're already an hour into the show. We can't go any further.
Yeah, we'll save that. I don't know. Either way, Sweat wants the job, dude. Yeah. Like he's got the juice, man.
He seems like he just simply has more hunger, man. Like Sweat seems to have that hunger in him.
You know what spoke to me? Brandon Graham said today that he told Josh Sweat, hey, man, it's an open competition. He's telling him right there, you can beat Derek Barnett. So go take that effing job. And that's huge. For
him to be saying that to Josh Sweat kind of tells you where he's leaning and like who he wants to come out on top as well. Yeah.
Like Josh Sweat is like Tupac when you in the movie Juice when the locker
closes and then he's standing right there.
Josh Sweat is like sitting at Derek Barnett's locker, like,
"What's up?"
Mm-hmm. And it's a good problem to have because you want 2 rounds of ammunition coming off the edge. Like hit him with Sweat, bend him like Barnett. You like that?
Tap.
You like that?
Yeah, I did.
You like that ad-libbing, bro? And then Ryan Kerrigan is just that's a throw-in on top of Brandon Graham. So didn't
day-to-day with the right thumb injury should be all right.
Didn't Fletcher Cox give a big shout out to the offensive line, by the way?
Hell yeah, I'm old enough for Juice, bro. I fucking love that movie. Come on. All right. Put some respect on Hollywood.
Didn't know who Juice was. I'm out.
Yeah, no, I'm
just
big fan.
Oh man,
you got the juice now.
But that meme is fire. I mean, but what else is going to be fire is us being able to see our Eagles at this open practice.
Yes, sir.
Open practice. Is then
Practice?
nobody in the chat said they're going to any games. I mean the open practice. Anyone going to the open practice
They're
on
full
Sunday?
of baloney. They'll be down there.
We're talking about practice, not a game.
Not the
a
game.
game.
Practice.
Franchise player. I'm talking
Is the-
about practice.
Is Little Luck going to be there? Maybe we can. We can.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah,
Okay.
he's gonna be there.
Little Luck's going to be there. Ladies, Little Luck is going to be there.
Ladies. No.
Oh, more. Do you have tickets? Do you have
Not yet.
tickets to the practice, Mora? Let us know in the chat.
I think she does.
Bryant's going to the practice on the 22nd.
Well, Mora, if you want to go to, we have extra ticket. Let us know. We'll send you a ticket. Shout out to Mama McCabe, because Mama McCabe is always in here with Mora as well. Mora says she doesn't have tickets. We will send you 2 tickets if you and Mama want to go to the open practice.
We're going to throw them like this.
Throwing those tickets your way, Mora. So
A
yes,
nice wobbly duck right at
They
you.
might not make it there.
Yeah, just don't get hurt doing it.
Mora, just send me your information, then I will forward over those tickets to you. But because again, this is about bringing people together. This is what we try to do: get people to enjoy the birds like we are. I'm not sure if I'm ready to be sandwiched up against the fence, trying to get there early. You know me, like, yeah, I don't want y'all, because if you guys understand, to get into the open practice, to get the money seats, you got to be there early. I'm not talking like 20 minutes, half hour, no, like hour early.
Yeah.
I'll be the 700 level just to stay away from anyone anyway. You'll hear me. Don't worry.
All right. Any other notes? Any other players you guys want to highlight?
I feel like we went through a good chunk of them for sure. Milton Williams continues to impress, but like I said, I'm excited for that entire defensive line. I think that we do have a possibility of having one of those elite defenses this year. Looking forward to it.
I've got one last little nugget here. One guy that you guys know, I'm a big, huge fan of, was my undrafted guy a couple years ago, Old Irby. How weird is it now that we're calling him Irby? We're all happy, go lucky, but it was because of injuries. We got to see who he was. But a blessing in disguise for us. The kid is really talented, and he dropped 55 pounds, and he's done nothing but get better, stronger, and a great personality. He's actually younger than Landon Dickerson, a really young guy that could be part of this Eagles team for a very long time. I think like someone that could grow up in that Evan Mathis role that we just grow to love for a long time. So it was exciting to talk about him yesterday. And I don't want to have to see him this year, but in a couple years from now. But he's been stepping it up. Although he did get his ass pancaked by Cox today, didn't he? But he's been doing all right other than that.
His ass pancaked by Cox. I'll isolate that.
Jeez, save that one. Like, we got to read for you, man.
Wow.
Way to go, Jimmy.
I don't know which one was worse, the Buzz Lightyear, your Woody, or what?
Hey, Steven, in the chat, he says, didn't get a chance to get a ticket. Let me know if you want to go to open practice. Just send me your information. I don't know if you're in the area, but let us know. That's our giveaway for today. We're giving away some tickets, man.
Wisdom and tickets. I love it.
But before we get out of here, last words, man. We'll go right around the table. We'll start with Lucky. Little Lucky.
Little Lucky's looking forward to
eat.
Sunday, right? So that way you can tell Uncle Gail how much full of shit he is. Yeah.
Hello, motherfucker.
Looking forward to, definitely spreading the little man's wings, getting him to see what the whole Eagle life is all about. Again, I had mentioned how much his sister got to, get the experience. So now it's going to be a privilege to have my son be there. So definitely looking forward to that.
Is he looking forward to meeting his step?
Whoa.
Yo,
Get this man hurt.
I see.
Throw the flag.
I was kidding. Everyone was
man.
kidding.
You see that guy right there? That's gonna be the first nut check right there.
Jimmy.
Well, to say I'm fired up and more fired up every second it gets closer would be an understatement. I cannot believe we all know what we've been going through the last couple of years. It's been insane. I can't wait to get back to the link. For the love of God, I don't care if it's open practice. I don't care if I get to see one effing throw. I just want to stand there taking that fresh smell. And dude, I'm telling you, this team is going to surprise some people. So let's just ride the train of excitement. Everybody strap themselves in. Let's be aware that what we're dealing with now is the off season. There's going to be growing pains. And when the real season comes, there'll be growing pains then too. But if we're all strapped in, let's just be ready for the excitement, the accountability this team has had. I love that. It looks like some people are being actually taught. So we might actually see people developed, people being accentuated to their skill sets. Oh, I have to go change my pants. I apologize. I'm very excited for this season, but it all begins this Sunday when we step back in the lake. Go Birds.
Yes,
Evan,
sir.
Evan, last words, my guy.
Boys, we are literally 9 days away from seeing our first Eagles preseason game. I can't believe it, man. We're in the single digits right now. It feels fantastic. I'm loving the energy in the chat. I'm loving the energy in these shows. And quite frankly, I can't wait to feel that energy when we're down there with you guys at the stadium. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I can't provide the same energy as Jimmy can, but I will try my hardest. Looking forward to Sunday, guys. Thanks for checking in.
I mean, it's just another opportunity for us to get together. We've got up maybe one time in the last 2 years. So we got to see you guys earlier this summer, but just getting back to a place where you're familiar with, being at Eagle games. I haven't been in that stadium since
2019, bro.
I was at every single damn game. So just the fact that I'm there, I'm in my happy place. For me, this is why I do this, because I love the Birds, and you get to just be there and enjoy watching these players that you've been following. And if you're an Eagle addict, you've been following these players to get them to see them out there doing their thing and just catching the Eagles vibe going into the season. It's a great time. A lot of good energy. Can't wait to see some of you guys down there. Hopefully we bump into you. If you peep our socials, you want to meet up, let us know. We'll let you know where we're sitting. But yeah, man, I'm feeling good, man.
One more thing too. I just want to build off what you were just saying. We're trying to get to 1,000 on YouTube, guys. If you guys could kindly go there, like and subscribe, we would really, really appreciate it. Obviously we're going to be doing Eagles content regardless, but we would really appreciate that support, guys.
Yes, sir,
well,
man.
not only that, I think we also agree that when we get to that number, that there's a potential for a great giveaway.
Yes, sir.
I heard that.
In order for you guys to find out, let's make it happen. Get out there, spread the word, and
get there and subscribe.
We'll explain it to you on Sunday when we can't wait to see you.
How about I just say it now?
Let the anticipation build.
We'll tell you Sunday, live from the link.
The anticipation build.
Okay, we'll wait.
Now that's how you let the beat build.
We'll wait.
Birds.
But for me and the guys, we'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, fly, Eagles, fly.